Good afternoon and welcome to a Daily Ramble here on Claret Booze. My name's Gary and this is my Daily Ramble from an unapologetic Claret Booze. Let me start off with. We're going to cover Spurs, talk about that the other night. I want to explain. And then Fulham, because we're going to that tomorrow, so that'll be good, hopefully. Looking forward to another 3 points there. It's been a while since I took 3 points in an away game, I must admit, the one that I went to, so looking forward to that. And then we'll talk about David Moyes' comments on backup players and Cornet's up for sale, I think. And then just go on to talk about the flip-flopping nature of our fans and some channels. But, look, it's something that it goes with the territory, right? It goes with the territory, so we're just going to have a laugh about that. And just at the end, I'm just going to confirm Claret Booze's position, right? So, let's start off. Tottenham the other night. Now, I've got to say, we did a 1 hour show, which I think will come as a surprise to a certain other channel who called us out for not making a show afterwards and praising Moyes. I think they'd be surprised to find out that we made a 1 hour show after the game about an hour later when we were absolutely wiped out because we spent 2 days living off our nerves. In fact, living off our nerves up till half time, because it looked like we were going to get slaughtered. And as much as many people seem to think that we want to see West Ham lose, we don't. We want to see West Ham win, especially away at Tottenham. So it went from depression, nerves, anxiety, absolute fucking anger at half time to elation and jumping around the living room. I was wiped out. But we still, even though all three of us actually, were wiped out, we did a show. We called it out how we saw it. Just about, because I couldn't get me head around the game, actually. I couldn't get it around. But, we got the basics, right? Which is, it was a great second half. A great second half. We want to see more of that. Said, well done to Moyes. Took the donkey off his head. Done all that good stuff, right? So, if you didn't see that, go and watch it. Go and watch it. Weren't a bad show, considering we're all knackered. We're all knackered, but very happy. So yeah. And that was let's just say the Spurs result was a fantastic result. Absolutely fantastic. That is one of those that I class as difficult. I was talking about a difficulty scale last week. Well, which to a lot of people would be nonsense, but I don't think it is. I think winning away to Spurs is a much more valuable victory in terms of difficulty level than winning away to Burnley, for instance. Even though it's the same amount of points, is what it is, right? Anyway, Fulham. So we're going there tomorrow. Fulham are on fire at the moment. They're just scoring goals, or at will, it seems. Playing some lovely football, but they're gonna hopefully come up against quite a tough defence, and hopefully Moyes learnt some lessons from the second half against Tottenham the other night. That if you get players from the midfield up to support those front three players, and you let Kudus and Bowen be a little bit more fluid, it's all about getting the best out of those players, isn't it? We've got three absolutely fucking brilliant players there in Kudus, Paqueta and Bowen. All right, Paqueta's off the boil at the moment, but we know how good he is. So I can safely say we've got three really good players there. We've got Ward-Prowse, who flourishes in an advanced position. Again, we saw it the other night with our own eyes. He can actually press and get a little bit physical. I didn't know he had it in him. But he does. Right? So why not? Why not do that? Also, we don't want teams to be running at us with the ball and passing around us. We can't do it. Souček can't handle it. He has a head rush. He goes more spinny than usual. We want him to just do the basics. Help us press teams. Help them upset them. Get his body in the way. Same with Ward-Prowse. Let's do the basics, right? One thing we cannot do against a team that likes to pour forward en masse is give them the ball and say, go on, have a go, and that's just the thing that's been doing a nutting. So I, for one, hope that he stumbled across maybe, or he figured it out. I don't care how he got there, but the other night he reached a position where the formation seemed to be right. It seemed to be effective. It frustrated the life out of Spurs. And defensively, we were pretty solid, let's be honest, right? And you've got to do all of those things, haven't you? You've got to do all those things right. So, when we talk about we don't like defence, we do like good defence. We just don't like defence being the only thing we do. All right? Don't like attacking being an afterthought. David Moyes today, it's a bit of a surprise to me, actually. He's, the club have sort of put Cornet up for sale, listening to offers. Moyes has said that he hasn't really been worthy of giving any game time to. Again, you make your own mind up on that. I don't know. I don't see him in training. I don't know what he's like as a bloke, but he did come on the other day and set up a winner for Souček, and I think if you're given a couple of minutes and you do that, I think all you deserve is another few minutes. He's also called out the backup players for not taking their chances. Well, the chances are limited, let's be honest. I mean, what's Fornals had the last couple of games? 2 minutes. He's come on in the 88th minute twice. So he's had 2 minutes in injury time. You ain't going to make a... Well, he actually made a decent impression at Spurs. He did pretty well. And he looked more upbeat because he's looked like he's about to burst into tears lately. That might be to do with a new contract that he's just signed. Maybe, hopefully. But anyway, the players don't get game time. It doesn't rotate. And this is what really puts the fear of bejesus up me at the moment. And that is that after the Spurs efforts the other night, that the players will be a bit tired tomorrow. And you know that Paqueta went down with cramp in both of his calves pretty early in that game the other night, and that is a sign of fatigue. So look, maybe he said he needs the backup players to play their part. Well, okay, let's see that then. Let's see the backup players get their chance and play their part, right? Because I'm sure they will respond if there is a possibility of knowing that they're part of the plan and they're going to get regular game time in some shape or form throughout December, with January transfer window coming up, right? For those that want out, I'm pretty sure they'll take their chance, don't you? But anyway, look, as a result of that, the other night, against Spurs, there was a lot of flip-flopping going on, right? There's a lot of people going from Moyes out to Moyes in because we beat Spurs away. And look, like I said, great result, brilliant. But with us and the way, our justification around this, I'm not going to go into it again because I don't feel I have to. I've said it a million times before. When you list out the reasons why we want David Moyes to leave at the end of the season, for me, none of them are personal. They're not, I don't hate the bloke, right? There are about 12 to 14 items on my list of things that I don't like that he does, right? But he does get results, and we will finish mid-table or something at the end of the season. I don't believe we're going to be, Moyes himself said we're not pushing for 6th or 7th. He said, and I think if you look at the games that we've won, I think that's right. We've got to prove ourselves. That's why tomorrow is really important, because if we beat Fulham, they're kind of a peer at the moment, and they're a peer that are playing really well. So I would class tomorrow as an outstanding result. Maybe I know it doesn't mean more than Tottenham, but in the scheme of things, when you measure how Tottenham's results are going and how Fulham's results are going, if we beat Fulham tomorrow, that is an absolutely outstanding result. All right, so let's take it from there. I went to Fulham last year, actually. Good day out. So I do find it odd though that some people they literally just change their tune. They go from calling him out and saying one minute saying he's no good, and they give all the same justifications that are on my list of things, right? And then the following week we beat Spurs, and then they go, "Wow, that was a Moyes masterclass, wasn't it? Give him a new contract." I just find that quite odd. I'm not capable of doing it, right? I'm not capable of doing it. I do watch another channel. I'm not talking about Hammers Chat or West Ham Network or whatever, but I do watch another channel once a week because I like their show, and I don't know. I was watching it this morning over breakfast. I must admit, I was a little bit disappointed that as I started this thing, first of all, we were called out for... And when you're talking about people who have a go at David Moyes on other channels, it's really just us, right? It's really just us. So you kind of can't be having a go at anyone else. It's literally you're pointing at us, right? When you say stuff like that. We know it. When you when you do that and you kind of call us, you call us out for not making a show and hiding after we win away to Tottenham, as if we're ever going to do that. Look at the show we made after Arsenal. We love it when we win, especially a big game like that. So don't talk nonsense for a start. Do your own work, right? If you'd have bothered to even click on the channel and actually see if we made a show, you might have your facts straight, but you didn't, did you? Right? And neither of your other co-hosts put you right either. And I'm pretty sure one of them might have known. But such was that narrative that you were peddling about these negative channels, never change, never do this, you know. Look, we're not changing. We're Claret & Booze. We're our own channel with our own people, with our own opinions, each of us different. My justification for believing something is totally different to Nick's, and a lot of stuff Nick says I don't believe in. The same goes for John. You know, we disagree all the time, and Mickey as well. We've got our own brains, we've got our own minds, and that's all this channel's about. We just tell you what we think. If you don't like it, go and look at one of the other channels, right? And that ain't saying other channels don't do that, by the way, because some of them do. Right? So, listen, whatever your justification is for liking David Moyes, you're welcome to it. You know, some people, like my cousin Paul, they just say, you've got to support the manager. Got to support the manager. And I get that, right? I get that. But at the same time, he doesn't run a YouTube channel, and so he doesn't have to sit and analyse games. And when you do that, you sort of think, oh, you know. So anyway, look, that's my excuse. But anyway, look, people, we're not telling people what to think. We're not telling people to be Moyes in or Moyes out. Make your own mind up, right? We're all adults, well, some of us are anyway. Look, so it's been a sort of difficult couple of weeks, I suppose, but we're coming out the other side. We're not changing. We're staying where we are. We're making more and more content. If David Moyes, and I said this the other night, and I'm going to talk about myself here because I don't represent the whole channel because we're individuals, right? If David Moyes actually starts using those players in the right way and gives us exciting football back on a regular basis, he's going to give me something to think about, right? But there are other factors at play as well. Youth development, especially youth development. And you've got to look at that under 21 team, that what they're doing at the moment after just beating their latest League 1, League 2 victims in the EFL Trophy the other night, Cheltenham 4-0 away. A group of 17, 18-year-olds who've just done the League and Cup double last year, and they cleared out most of the under-21 players so those boys could come through, right? That's how special they are. This truly is a set of special players. So again, is David Moyes going to embrace that? Is he going to embrace the director of football being in charge, calling the shots of football style and everything else? Because bear in mind, if he got a renewal of contract that some people are asking for, that is the model he'd be buying into. He'd be buying into saying, yes, Tim Stein, I will follow your philosophy, aka the club's philosophy as it is now. And there will be a route through to the first team for these boys. So, you know, if that by some strange miracle that happened, ain't going to happen by the way, but if it did, they're the terms he'd have to work under. And he'd probably last about 10 minutes, right? Having said all that, I think Moyes knows how to play that kind of football. Just don't think it's his preference, right? And I think a lot of this season has been nonsense personal stuff that really I just wish got left at the gate, all that baggage, yeah? Anyway, look, again, take us how you find us. You'll either like what we say or you don't, but, you know, if you don't like what we say, you don't have to watch, do you? In the meantime, thank you to everybody that does enjoy watching us, because we've got a lovely community on here, lovely community of people who join us on a Sunday night every week and watch our rambles regularly and stuff like that. And they understand us. They know where we're coming from. They know we just do this for a laugh. It ain't a living. We ain't doing it to make money, right? This is literally just entertainment to us. We enjoy getting together on a Sunday night because it don't interfere with any of our works, right? And we have a chat about football. Usually what's gone over, because we're playing on Sunday a lot, it's usually straight after a game, but we love it. We love getting the callers because we don't screen callers. We just bring them on. They could be anyone. So that's a risk we take, right? Because we want it to be a community and we want people to chat and talk and discuss their views. If you say something we disagree with, we'll disagree with you, but we'll disagree respectfully. You ain't gonna get hammered. So you're more than welcome to call in. Just don't call in and say, I want Moyes in because he got 6th and 7th and won us a European Cup, right? It's got to be more current than that. So anyway, that is me done. That is my daily ramble. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I hope you enjoy the game against Fulham tomorrow, like I hope we will. And I'm looking forward to coming back from Craven Cottage with 3 lovely, juicy points. So until tomorrow night on the Sunday Night Booze Up, see you soon. Come on, your irons. Can't find the button.